It is I, Menace Snowdecker. Welcome back to another YouTube video of BeyBlade Land, where it's currently raining. It's raining pretty hard right now, as you can tell, and I'm just going to leave it the way it is because I don't feel like changing the weather at the moment. I'm actually curious. I haven't tried to do this since. Oh, okay. I was gonna say I haven't tried to put any blocks underneath there since the update, so I was curious if I could actually put anything underneath at all. I mean the update from when they expanded stuff past the 0 point, because 0 used to be the main number, and then it went to negative. So in reality, the actual focal point used to be about right here. So all that would be beneath me if I go down to 0 in the main world. I'm sorry. My brain's just stalling a little bit. And no, I'm not wearing my usual black and blue jacket today. I felt comfy and cozy while I was doing stuff. So I put on the bathrobe I almost never use. It's actually very soft. You ever get that day where you just want to wear something really comfy and you don't really feel like dressing up? You just want to have a lazy day indoors while you take care of things? I guess you could say for me that's today. Will you stop that? Stop it! Jeez. Man, I was trying to talk here. I guess it don't matter. Mother Nature just does its thing. Okay, I am not gonna have that, alright? Take your lightning bolt and just have at it. Alright? Anyways, I've gotten a lot done in literally less than a day. I came in here, I filled in all these gaps that I had from my TNT explosion. So all of this has now been filled in. I filled this whole section with bedrock, and I'm just going to leave that the way it is. I'm going to pick a different resource later on. I'm just not sure what. Also, I thought it would be kind of fun if I tried making each type of stadium for each generation inside of a giant structure like this one. But I'm currently split between trying to divide it into forts, or if I should go all out and make actual arenas for every single area with stands and a walking stage, and I'm just torn. There's so many ways I could go about doing this, but I haven't made up my mind. What I have made up my mind for, though, is I'm gonna create a cross pattern down here. And this cross pattern will represent the 4 branches that you can travel between. I might change this up later, but for now, that is going to be a... You know what? Actually, I will. I will change this up later. But just to give an idea, there's going to be a path here, a path there, a path right there, and one right here. Right in here. And these 4 paths will... What is up with my voice? It's stalling on me. These 4 paths will lead to the 4 different generations of BeyBlade. So right on this path right here, the one we've already started, this will be the X generation. And I guess we're just going to go back in time. So the second one will be Burst. That'll be right here. Most likely. Just put 3 down to signify that for right now. Because Burst is a 3-part. I said 3-part, not 2-part, dagnabbit. Put that block back. Yeah, thank you. I mean, my trigger finger. This path will be the Metal Fusion and Metal Fight Beys. I'm just going to lump them together because it'll make simplifying it a whole lot easier. It's going to be really annoying if I try to branch out each one individually. Okay, so we got Burst, and then we got God, and then we got Turbo, and GT, and Surge. I know there's one after it where they had more parts. Kind of like Metal Fusion, but way more complicated and more confusing. Point is, I'm just going to lump them together. I'm going to put each generation tree as one spot, like I'm doing with Sword Dran. So it's going to go Sword Dran, then Dagger Dran, then Buster Dran, just down the roster for each build. And I'm going to try to add space in between each and every one of them. So this will be Metal Fusion and Metal Fight, and if I ever end up doing a build for the 4th generation, that'll be right here. I probably won't, because I do not have any of those Beys, and if I do end up doing that, I'm going to use pictures, and when I do end up doing that, if I end up doing that with pictures, I'm going to do the best I can, knowing it's going to be absolutely garbage. Because I like seeing it in person. It shows me all the deflects, all the little flaws in it, all the little nooks and crannies I can't see from a usual picture. You know, it's amazing how people take so many pictures and they still can't capture the actual marvel and beauty of an actual product. It's amazing. It really is amazing. Okay, good. Sounds like the thunder's dying down. So, what I'm going to do right now is I am going to start building this platform area. I'm just going to come back to this every so often, but I do want a main area built, an actual travel hub. So that I'm going to do next, and then I'll go to Killer Bayfall. I've already got the main design work done. I just have to finish it up for this video. And then after this video, that should be just about all that I have to worry about for this area for the time being. So, let's get started. First things first, I need to pick out my material, and most of this doesn't matter because I'm probably going to end up using the same one for the bottom two, but the top one, that's the one that matters. And I want it to look nice. I don't just want to be that person like, okay, I put a bunch of dirt blocks down. We're good. We're golden. There's your house. There's your shelter. I mean, I've done that before when it's necessary, but in this moment, it's not necessary. I want to make an actual home. I want it to feel like an actual space people frequent here and there. Which means I need to pick out something that makes for a good tile. So let's just get all this out of the way so I can think clearly. I'm going to leave the rain as is. I'm not going to bother changing it. I like hearing the rain. It sounds refreshing and quite nostalgic, actually. No, I don't want dirt blocks. I'm not going to be building this by hand. Don't worry. I'm going to be using a old builder's technique that a lot of people use a lot when they're making massive structures, just to help speed things up. Okay, so I don't like any of this stuff. I can rule out that section. That one's obviously not going to have anything, obviously. How about we make it pink? No. But pink is manly, Menace. I don't know. I'm not feeling it. Brick's too basic. I don't want an oak floor of any color or kind. Especially not bamboo. Bamboo's beautiful, but it's not me. It doesn't scream Menace. It doesn't scream my design work, my creativity. I mean, if I was building a house, then sure, I'd use that as flooring. But I'm not building a house. I want it to feel homey, not be a home. You know? Does that make sense? Whatever. I guess it doesn't matter. I want something tiley. Like an actual pattern, but not too bland like the dark prismarine slab. I don't want it to feel basic. I want it to feel, I guess, a tad more intricate. As in, if somebody actually built this in person, it would take a lot of time to make. Not some cheap wood floor stucco on top of tile that's literally just slightly thicker than a piece of paper. That's good for a wall, but that's not good for me here. Uses hay bales! No, I'm kidding. Oh, I'm kidding. That would be kind of funny, though, if you just walk in. Floor's done, sir! Okay, let's see what you made, Billy. The whole floor is coated in hay bales. Billy, what is this? It's your floor, sir. It's nice and cushioned. I think I'd probably be pretty mad. I need stone, Billy. I need stone. I don't need hay for my cows. I want to see a comparison of these. Yeah, I want to see a comparison here. That one's too ornate, too fancy for my taste here. I guess we could try Endstone. I don't think that's going to be what I'm looking for. Yeah! Too much clash. Forget it. Okay, no, I'm sold. Deep slate tile. If I add carpet on top of that, I can make that work together quite nicely. I mean, it gives off more of an outdoor house appeal. What am I saying? I'm speaking nonsense. What I mean to say is, this reminds me of the type of brick layout that I would expect showing on the outside of a house. But I think I can make that tie in quite well for a floor. It's going to look a little bit bland at first, but as time goes on, it will look nicer and nicer. Just not right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with slash fill here. So I need a... I don't have a pen. Oh, wait, no, I do have a pen. There we go. Oh, I got 2 pens. I got to clean off my desk a little bit. I got too many BeyBlade items on top of here. Okay, so I'm using the slash fill command. This is something that I do on a regular basis if I do not feel like punching it all out by hand. And this, I do not want to punch all this out and fill it all by hand. Are you kidding me? Exhausting. I should be able to get all this in one attempt. There is a limit for how far slash fill can go. Maybe they've updated it, maybe they haven't. I haven't used it in a good year or two. So, who knows? We'll find out here shortly. Don't you bat me! Bat yourself. You wish you could type the command down. Yeah, you're laughing now. Here's my response. Oh, I'm sorry. Did you not like that? Here, look, come here. I'll put you out of your misery. Oh, you burned to death. Goes to set it on fire, misses like an absolute novice. That's fine. You don't gotta roast me. I roast myself. That's why I got flint and steel on me, so people can roast me alive. Okay, let's try this. I really hope I'm doing this correctly, because I have not done this in a very long time. Okay. Deep slate. Oh, I'm not looking forward to typing all this by hand. It's fine. It's cool. I picked the wrong one. I wanted tile. I typed in brick. Oops. Guess I gotta put double slab. Oh, what? What do you mean outside of the world? Is that because I'm in the... Is that because I'm in the negatives for Y? Negative 3, 4, 6. I mean, that shouldn't be a problem. Negative 63, 99. Negative 490. Negative 63, 196. Bedrock. Uh-huh. Okay, am I doing something wrong? Because I have not done this in a very long time. Destroy, hollow, outline, replace, keep. Maybe it's referring to the fact... Maybe that's the problem? It says up to 32,768 blocks in volume it can fill at a time, so the number is not the problem here. At least I do not believe it is. Because this does not look like 32,768 blocks in any form, shape of a square. Let me try rewording this so I can see if I can find what I'm doing wrong. No, I don't want to go to dark theme. My phone hates me sometimes. Can slash fill. Negative Y in Minecraft. Let's try that. Okay, so it can do that. So it's not that that's the problem. It's something I'm doing. Alright, let's try this one more time. Yeah, because if I do fill... That's fascinating. Slash fill. This is the part I don't like. If you don't remember the full process like I'm having right now, or if you get just one number wrong in a slash fill command, you ruin the entire thing. Supposedly, once upon a time, me and a friend of mine tried putting in an obsidian gate that could appear and disappear using command blocks inside of a world. Unfortunately, we got a number wrong when we made it. So somewhere inside that world, there's a giant slab of obsidian somewhere inside a giant cave, and we got no idea where it is. It's funny, we laugh about it to this day. Oh, I'm sorry, negative 99. Okay, that was incorrect. I meant 99. Okay, 196. Bedrock. Perhaps that is where I was going wrong, right there at the end. So let me just go ahead and take one last look here. Okay, yeah, I got it to work. It wasn't what I was typing, it was where I was positioned. It was basically trying to tell me that because I was all the way here in the corner, it didn't register the edge of my viewing rendering distance as an acknowledgeable part of the world. So it wanted me to go towards the center, where everything was in plain sight of view. And then I did it 14,210 blocks. So I was right, that number is nowhere close to 32,768, or whatever the heck that number was. Now I just gotta do it 3 more times. I'm not stupid, I'm just rusty. I haven't done this in a while. And I'm not a fast typer. I don't like typing. The school that I went to tried to teach me to type, but their way of teaching me to type was preventing me from actually seeing what I was doing with my hands. They made us put giant covers over everything, and it worked for a lot of people, but it didn't work for me, and that's one of the problems I don't like with schools. They don't actually try to get onto your level half the time. They literally look at it as, oh, if you can't understand our curriculum, then you're the problem. And we're not going to change our ways for one exception. Yeah, well, sometimes that one exception happens to be your biggest asset, and some people learn that lesson the hard way. Anyways, enough about that. I like doing the finger presses at this point. It's what I'm comfortable with. It's what I'm used to now, because I'm not going to sit there, flicks my fingers 1,000 different ways to try to type on a keyboard. Every time I try that, I end up messing up horribly. I did something wrong. I'm distracting myself. Negative 6, 3, 99. Negative 4, 90. Yay, it's raining again. Negative 6, 3. 196. Bedrock. Oh, right. That's what I'm doing wrong. Okay, I'm at 63. I gotta go up 1. I'm an idiot. I should have noticed that right off the bat. Yeah, there you go, Decker, you moron. I should have known that from the start. I am such a doofus. I'm such a moron. I should have known that right from the get-go. And then we go negative 61. There we go. Now I got the hang of it again. It just took me a moment, that's all. Sorry about that, everyone. Then we go deep slate. And we wanted deep slate tile. Yes. Double slab. Beautiful! There we go. Now we got an actual floor. I'm such a moron. I could have saved myself a whole bunch of time if I checked those numbers the first time around. I'm an idiot. Dunkopf. A P-brain. That's what I am right now. A PEA brain. P-brain. I'm saying my brain is the size of a small pea from a bean right now. But anyways, it's nice. Our world is now starting to take an actual shape and form. It's not just a couple bays here now. It's an actual structure, an actual road. Areas leading here and there. And I'm definitely going to be increasing my video count for this series starting next year. Every Saturday and Sunday now. Because I feel like Sunday just isn't going to be enough. I want to do as many of these as possible in my short, insignificant, unimportant lifespan. And the future is uncertain. For all I know, everything might end by next year. You never know. So I want to do as much as I possibly can. Now, why am I doing all that starting next year? That's a good question. Here's a good answer. I already got videos going all the way through October. Yeah. I only got the Sunday ones open, so I might as well use the rest of the year for those videos as well. Just get more gaming on my channel. Because that's what I use it for mostly anyways. Okay, so this right here is the BeyBlade X path. Ah! I can work with this. It's black. It's blue. I like this. It screams me. Yes. And I don't need this for the time being. I can just reuse that later. Plenty of good paper on it. Okay. Now where do I want the middle section to be for these other two paths? That feels a tad close, so I'm going to go right about here. Nothing set in stone yet, just trying to get an idea and a grasp of where I want things. Here. No! Stab it. There we go. Alright, there we go. Now we got our 4 paths in here. It doesn't gotta be perfectly symmetrical, it just has to work in its own unique way. And I'd say that that does work. For me. At least. So, I'm making these to be like boat paths. Use the boats and travel. It's going to be a little bit tricky to get the hang of at first, but it's a lot faster than just walking. This is my favorite form of travel. See how fast that was? Add some walls to that and you're pretty much perfectly fine. But I'll work that part out later. In the meantime, how do I want to work with this? I feel like this could be an excellent area for an exhibit, and then we just have stadiums going up. So small text or stories, short descriptions of what each one's about, each category just leading up to it. So I'm gonna make... this just a little bit different. If this works out like I want it to, then this will be rather clever, I think. Let's try this. I'm just experimenting at the moment. This is not set in stone. Alright, give me that boat. Where's the boat at? Yeah, there we go. Okay, that was awful. I didn't realize I could spawn them inside the crevices. Okay, so that does work out the way that I want it to. And because of the unique shaping, I'm not going to fall inside the cracks. Unless, of course, I make it a 4 space here, which I'm not doing. But I could take this a step farther. It's not working out like I want it to. How's it the first side works and the second one doesn't? Okay. Okay, well, I tried going for the whole unique approach, but I guess that's just not going to happen. There, you happy? It looks like a spine. Alright, let's try this. I'm trying to make a stopper. There is an old design flaw with the boats in early Minecraft where if you went too fast and you hit a wall, your whole boat would just... it would explode. It would literally destroy itself. So what I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to make a stopper. You know what? Screw this. We're just going to go all the way down here, We're just going to write it all the way back. If I can even keep it on the path. Yeah, that works to an extent. Yeah, that works. And then I'll just use columns and I'll build that up, and that will be the base model for all these. 3 blocks high because that looks nicer. Destroy the whole outer layer, and I'll put a type of wall design in later. I just want it to be durable. Bedrock is a highly durable block. It's good for construction, good for long-lasting, sturdy structures. But in my own personal opinion, I find it to be one of the ugliest blocks in all of Minecraft. I am sorry, but I do. The color scheme, it doesn't really work with a lot of things you try to do build-wise. And as a result, a lot of people don't really consider using it unless you're building a very dark structure. Or unless you're building a statue and you want it to be highly durable. They'll put obsidian inside of it, bedrock, just whatever they can possibly have to make it last longer. Now, if you're in a survival world, okay, then you're going to want to go for things like obsidian. But if you go into creative, you're probably just going to go straight to bedrock, most likely. I'll make a wall design later. For now, I just want to get the base done for this. So the bottom's basically indestructible. I don't have to worry about that being damaged or destroyed. That's fine. Now I just gotta repeat this whole frickin' design for all these areas. Lovely! Don't you love it when you work hard? Right, I didn't count the last one. 2 spaces and how many? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Okay, 10. Probably a little bit too many, but some of these boats move very fast. 3, 4, 5. Wait. No, that's 6. 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm not going for the most beautiful design. I'm not going for the prettiest structure. I'm just going for something that matches my vibe. Everybody has their own building style. I am no different. Some people like pink. Some like birch. Some like bamboo. Some think birch is disgusting. Honestly, I agree on all points. They're all good at their own things. The one thing I refuse to bicker about is the whole bedrock or mojang battle. Once again, I'm speaking gibberish, and I just realized that. What I'm trying to say is the bedrock or Java thing. Everybody bickers about that, the absolute most. Which one's better, bedrock or Java? It gets on my nerves. It really does. I've seen people fully thrash out against bedrock players. And then I spend the rest of the day wondering why they even bother doing that in the first place. Truth is, I feel like Java is insanely easy. I feel like it's an absolute cheap shortcut for people. Bedrock, I feel like when it started, it made a whole lot of more hardcore players. And considering that I was there for the longest time, that's what I believe. That being said, I do like certain aspects of Java, but I also like certain aspects about Bedrock. Bedrock has an easier to understand settings area. Meanwhile, Java is just unnecessarily complicated and very confusing for me. On some of the other aspects, Java also offers perks that areas like Bedrock just doesn't. For example, if I'm in Java, I can use a weapon in both hands simultaneously. A bow and sword, gun and sword. If it was a Star Wars matchup, I could have a laser pistol in one hand, a lightsaber in the other. That or hold a machine gun. It doesn't matter. Point is, I'd actually have multiple uses for my hands. Not just sword and shield. Or axe and shield, if you're one of those people. Yeah, that's looking nicer. I like that. Now, as for a wall, I'm actually going to change this up a little bit. I'm going to add in a solid color scheme here. And then I'm going to add another color on the outside. This will make it look a lot nicer. I'll actually have more space to work with construction-wise. So I'm gonna use blue because why not? Blue's a royal color. Anyways, I just tend to laugh about the whole debacle. I find it really hilarious. People still bicker about that to this very day. It bothers the crap out of me that they even bicker in the first place, and then I'm just standing in the middle wondering, why? Why are we fighting? We're all Minecrafters. Why can't we just be friends? Now shut up! You shut up! You shut up! Friend? Friend? Play? Please? Can we just be friends and play? I don't understand why we're fighting. I don't. You shut up! Meh. I didn't think that'd actually work. That's funny. I didn't think that'd work at all. Anyways, there are some other good aspects for areas like Bedrock. Like the armor stand, for example. I can actually see the arms when I'm in Bedrock, and I can make the armor stand dance if I want to. But if I go to Java, I can't do that. And that always bothers me. Why make an armor stand that doesn't showcase the arms? Okay, so in Bedrock, it can hold an item and a suit of armor, but in Java, it can't. I mean, from a certain perspective, Java looks a tad more professional. Ah, but Bedrock's is more useful. Anyways, I don't know. Personally, if I was going to save one of them, I would actually save Bedrock. True, yes, we wouldn't be able to use Java, but if the person actually cared about both of them as much as I did, then they could have tried to merge both of them together and create a very, very unique experience based off of both of them. Because they both got useful things. But if I was going to save one to build off of to make the best version, I would pick Bedrock as a starting point. I wouldn't have to change it as much. Meanwhile, Java, I would have to rework all the settings. I'd have to update the armor stand. Not to mention putting in a place where I could actually find active mod packs other than CurseForge. Bedrock already has a lot of that stuff. It's just not as carefree implemented as Java is in its own right and sense. Anyway, that's just what I believe. We're almost out of time already? Gosh dang. Time flies when you're chatting and building. Could I at least pick out my color schemes here before I end this? Because I would like to do that real quick. What you staring at? That horse's tail wagged. I think they got excited. Horse saying, yeah, you wish, buddy. Yeah, okay. Well, I like how this is turning out so far. I can use these chests to hold a whole bunch of boats. So they can take one, go roaming around for a little bit, and then ride all the way back. But I have one lingering question. What would happen if I was in a boat and I hit another boat? Would I go right past it? That's a no. Okay. You're not a hog. Get out of my boat. I might double up these lanes then. But no thin traffic when they see the BeyBlades. Okay. I did not think this through. You know what? Here's a good question. Could I somehow fit all this? Yeah. Okay, let's not do that. That's a very bad idea. I'm just trying out stuff here. I would like to have a general idea of where I'm going with this before I end this video. Okay, no, that works. I'm gonna have to do some more editing off scene, change up the robe design a bit. So I gotta fix some of this. That's my fault. I didn't consider this. I should have, and I didn't. So this is my fault. I gotta increase the size of these from 3 to 5 so I can make space for boats going both ways. So there's no traffic jams, there's no problems. These are all things you need to consider as a construction worker. You gotta consider efficiency, functionality, utility. How practical is it? Will it be able to do what you made it to do? In this case, it did, but only to an extent. Yeah, okay, I like that more. And if I do this, yeah, that looks a whole lot better. It actually feels like a small railway now. Trial and error. That's all it is, just trial and error. I like that. That looks a whole lot better. And I could add in a roundabout section at the very end so that they can just turn around and go all the way back. That works. That works. That's a lot better. But that means I gotta change literally all this, including the stuff that I've already built all the way down there. It's fine, I'll just move it a couple blocks back. It won't be that significant. I added the space, it'll work out. It's fine. I'll edit this and we'll pick it up where we left off from my last edit next time. But for the time being, now I have a solid image of what it is I'm trying to go for here. And I do like the aesthetic vibe that I am creating here. I mean, it's probably not the most perfect, but it's still good nonetheless. That's just one more thing I need to add here. That way you can walk in and out. And you don't have to worry about boats flying off the rails, accidentally hitting anybody. Ta-da! Okay, so I'm going to recreate this for every single area, and then we'll start from there next time. But this is great, this is good. I now have a general idea of what it is I'm actually going for here. At least for the walls. Speaking of which, there's one more thing I didn't do that I need to get done. I'm sorry. I'm working as fast as I can. My brain's in overdrive right now. I want to get as much done as possible. Deep slate? No. I'm thinking quartz block. But then it blends in. No, I need contrast. I need contrast. Would that look fine? If I add in windows... an archway. Actually, yeah, I can see that working. That could actually work out. Okay. I'm picturing it in my head. I got a clear image now. I got a clear image. I know what I'm going for. I know what it is I want now. It's going to take a lot of time and patience. But this could amount to something pretty cool looking. Sadly, though, we're going to have to see that next time. So, I'm going to get a little bit more building done before I get off. But in the meantime, thank you, everybody, so much for watching. If you like the video, then by all means, give it a like. If you want to see more... hopefully how this turns out, then please subscribe. And like always, this is Menace Snowdecker signing off, and I will see you, next time. So bye-bye. Have a great day, everybody, and don't forget to smile. Because remember, a smile a day goes a long way. And I hope to see you all back here again soon. Hey, one more thing before you go. Could you please check out the links in the description below, give them a follow, and join the Discord server as well. Recommend some more games and some more BeyBlades for me to both play and build. I'm still trying to decide how I want to phrase that last part, but for now, that'll just have to do. Anyways, have a great day, everybody. Bye-bye.